Why did delegates to the Constitutional Convention of 1787 who disliked slavery agree to these provisions? Well, a variety of reasons. First, states like South Carolina made it clear that without these slave clauses, they would abandon the Union. These threats swayed some of the delegates. One delegate from Pennsylvania, whose name was Governor Morris, no, he wasn't the governor of Pennsylvania or the governor of Morris, that was just his first name. Anyway, he said that he felt like he was making a choice between doing injustice to human nature or offending the southern states. He chose doing injustice. Some of the delegates talked themselves into believing that slavery would gradually go away by itself, so letting it live a little longer wasn't a big deal. Some advocated for a totally impractical and immoral strategy called colonization, in which the slaves would be transported back to Africa, except that most of them by 1860, 4.5 million people, had never been to Africa. But others knew that slavery offered the North huge economic opportunities even before technologies for processing cotton were developed. And even opponents of slavery were informed by white supremacist assumptions that had been built up over 2 centuries. Alexander Hamilton expressed worry about this. He wrote to a friend, "The contempt we have been taught to entertain for the blacks makes us fancy many things that are founded neither in reason or experience." But Hamilton feared that the breakup of the USA would lead to smaller, weaker states, where uprisings by white farmers against high taxes and greedy landlords would go unchecked. So, for the sake of national unity and the security of property, he went along, as did future President James Madison, who called slavery the most oppressive dominion ever exercised by man over man, yet he assured Virginia slaveholders that the new Constitution would offer slavery better security than anything that now exists. The creators of the Constitution of 1787 accomplished all this without saying the word slavery once in the document. They didn't want to say it out loud then, and lots of people still don't want to say it out loud now. In September of 2025, the White House ordered the National Park Service to take down materials related to slavery and indigenous Americans. This included an 1863 photograph of a formerly enslaved man with scars on his back that became one of the most powerful images of the Civil War era. And the president even complained that the Smithsonian Institution was spending too much time talking about slavery and how bad it was. How are we ever going to deal with the legacy of slavery if we won't even admit that the word exists?